Have you ever considered a river cruise but hesitated because you weren't quite sure? Then this video about my beautiful river cruise on the Douro in Portugal is for you. You will find out if a Douro river cruise is worth taking, when the best time to go is, and I will also be showing you the ship that I cruised with, as well as lots of beautiful views and things you can experience along the river. If you are new to my channel Sea Fun, I'm Heidi, and here you can expect to learn more about cruising, and not only river cruising, but all sorts of cruising. Big ships, small ships, sailing ships, luxury ships, you name it. If you are used to cruising with big ships, river cruising is quite different. Less people, less time-consuming to get on and off in ports, and less hassle. And even if it mostly has a very slow pace, there will be some action from time to time, maybe just of a different kind. On this cruise, I brought my family with me. And even if this video will not be focusing on family cruising, I just want to mention that the cruise line, Croisic Europe, do have certain family cruises when you may take your children with you for free. More about this in the description below. Okay, before we go into some details about the cruise and the ship, I want to mention 3 highlights and what you can expect from this video about river cruising on the Douro. 1. Beautiful scenery. You will be enjoying the Portuguese landscape and have some breathtaking moments along your cruise. Definitely worth considering if you like nature. 2. Stillness. Generally, I would say this kind of cruise is very meditative. You will have time to reflect and catch up with yourself while experiencing a beautiful part of Portugal. 3. Wine knowledge. You don't have to be interested in port wine to take a cruise from Porto, but it sure adds to the experience. And there's a great chance that if you're not into the sweet fortified wine when you start your cruise, you might be when it's over. With that said, let's start from the beginning. My cruise started and ended in Porto, the second largest city in Portugal and a World Heritage Site. It's also hometown to the fortified sweet port wine. Grapes are grown in the Douro Valley, but it's in Ribeira, a lovely district of Porto, located right on the riverbank of the Douro, that you find the famous port houses, many of them open for visits and tours. MS Miguel Torga was built in 2017, has 5 anchors and belongs to the premium category within the Croisic Europe fleet. In total, they have 32 ships of both standard and premium class. Miguel Torga was built with the wine and architecture of Porto in mind. You can notice this in the burgundy color, light wood and steel details, all working as a link to and reminder of port wine and its barrels. In the reception area, you have photos that refers to the Eiffel Bridge, and if you take a walk from where the ship is anchored to Ribeira, you will pass by this bridge. As the name reveals, it was constructed by the architect and engineer Gustave Eiffel, who also constructed the Eiffel Tower in Paris and the framework for the Statue of Liberty in New York. Miguel Torga is 80 meters long, around 11 meters wide, and has a capacity of 132 passengers, distributed over 3 decks. So, if you are the kind of person worrying about getting lost on big ships, this is perfect for you.
Hello.
Welcome aboard.
Thank you. Are you Nelson?
Välkommen.
Nej men tack så mycket.
Varsågod. Varsågod.
Merci beaucoup.
Nelson. Enchanté.
Enchanté.
Hi, Nelson. Hello.
You enter on middle deck, where you find the reception area with a small shop. Inside, towards the front of the ship, you also have the bar and lounge area with dance floor, where you some evenings can enjoy singing and dancing from local artists who are invited on board. On our cruise, we were entertained with both flamenco, fado, and traditional folk dancing. What is called main deck is actually one deck down in the ship. Here you'll find the restaurant where breakfast, lunch and dinner is served. A river cruise with Croisière Europe is all-inclusive. This means all meals, breakfast, lunch and dinner, and the possibility to have a snack in between, and drinks as well, are included, as well as Wi-Fi and port charges. The kitchen managed to produce an impressive variety of dishes during the week. The style was presented as refined French cuisine, while I felt it was more a bit rustic at times and also had influences from Portugal and Spain. They also offered more kid-friendly dishes for our children, like burgers and fish fingers. The closeness to the water level adds to the experience, to say the least. Sometimes just with nice views, and sometimes with a bit more action. Drinks are also included, both with meals and at the bar. This means that you can have some locally produced wine with your dinner, or if you prefer, a beer, soda or water. Every day they put on display a drink of the day, and we were also served a welcome cocktail together with some information from the captain and crew, which was very nice. Upper deck mostly has cabins. There are 3 different cabin categories and also suites. This is what a double cabin with French balcony looks like. These cabins are 13.5 square meters equipped with TV, air conditioning, telephone for internal calls, wardrobe with safe, a bathroom with shower and toilet. Bathroom products are also included, and there's a water bottle in the cabin when you arrive, and you can refill it yourself in the bar. One evening we found 2 swans in our cabin, which I guess was meant for romantic couples on the cruise. I shared cabin with my youngest son, while my husband shared cabin with our oldest son. Anyway, it was very nice. Our corridor also smelled lovely thanks to this smell device close to the floor, a sort of aroma dispenser. I also want to mention that if you have difficulty to walk in stairs or if you are in a wheelchair, no need to worry since there's an elevator on board. On top of the ship you find the sun deck. Here you can enjoy a cool dip in the shallow stainless steel pool, or relax in one of the sun loungers. This is also a great place to enjoy the views from as the ship moves along the river. Or combined, enjoy the views while you are in the pool. The sun deck is also used for some easy exercising. Some moments were extra special, like when we went under a very low bridge and everyone was told to keep their heads down. Or when we were passing the vineyards that stretched over the hills along the river. Most exciting are, however, the locks. The Douro River has 5 locks in total, and even though going through a lock is a very slow activity, it is surprisingly interesting to watch. The staff is working hard, checking so everything goes smooth, and so no one is somewhere they shouldn't be. The ship sometimes needs some adjustments, like lowering the sunroof on top deck. The highest, or the deepest, depending on how you see it, is the Carapatello lock, connecting to the dam with the same name. The difference of water level in this lock is about 35 meters, which makes it the deepest lock in Europe and also one of the deepest in the world. It is also the most narrow lock, with only approximately 12 meters width, which is the reason why the ships cannot be more than around 11 meters wide. It took about 20 minutes to go through it, and during the process you are completely surrounded by the thick walls of the lock. Apart from what you can experience on the river and see from your river cruise ship, what can you experience on land during the stops? You always have the choice to stay on board or to go ashore. Sometimes if you go ashore, the bus will pick you up further down the river as the ship moves while you are on excursion. This means that even if you stay on board, your scenery will also change. Excursions are not included in your cruise. If you don't want to pay extra, you can still visit many places on your own. The ship is also always in port during the night, so if you want to go out and have dinner on your own one night, you can. I also want to talk about some highlights during our cruise. On the very night we spent in Peso da Régua, for example, the city happened to have some festivities. This meant that we stepped right into a Portuguese river party and could enjoy local food, all sorts of amusements and music. In Villarreal we visited the Mateus Palace. This beautiful mansion with gardens was built in the first half of the 18th century and is considered one of the finest examples of Baroque architecture in Portugal. Before going back to the ship, we also visited Villarreal itself and tried the famous local pastry Cristas de Galo, which is the Portuguese word for the rooster's comb. In Barcadalva, we went for a walk to the Spanish border, about 1 kilometer away from where the ship docks. On our way, we passed an old railway station that closed in the 1980s. You were probably not supposed to enter here, but the boys thought it was the most exciting visit of the whole trip. The Portuguese and Spanish side is divided by a bridge, and you can stand in the middle and take one step and be in Spain and another one and be back in Portugal.
España! Portugal! España! Portugal! España!
There's also a time difference of 1 hour between the countries. On the 5th day of our cruise, we joined an excursion to São João de Pesqueira and had a wine tasting. The town was ever so cute and the local church was beautifully decorated with the typical Portuguese azulejos, the blue and white tiles. And even though the bus ride was a bit long and had a very curvy road, it was still definitely worth it for the magnificent views. And on this tour we also visited the wine producer Quinta do Tedo. A quinta is a small family-owned property that produces wine, and there are only a small percentage of them of the total. The Douro Valley allows over 80 different grape varieties to be used in port wine production, and the port wine is available in various styles. The 4 most common ones are, however, ruby, tawny, rosé and white. The sweetest ones goes very well with desserts, but you can also pair port wine with a bit of aged cheese if you like. Last night of the cruise, it was time to celebrate. A fantastic week and a lovely cruise. A river cruise along the Douro is not only a relaxing way to travel, but a great way to enjoy beautiful scenery and to learn about Portugal and winemaking.
Thank you for watching this video about river cruising on the Douro River here in beautiful Portugal. We hope you feel inspired to do the same. If you have questions or comments, put them below. See you in the next video.